Changes going on From It Farms. Um, I've been building cages, obviously. You see all this stuff here. These are the chicks that were born in January. They're going to a permanent cage here in the next couple days. That'll be up in that area there. The area over right in there is a pretty large paddock. This is just on the other side of this shed. This area right here is going to be all rabbit and chickens. My aviary's going to be against that fence line right there, and my rabbit will be right here because it'll be right underneath the trees. And it's just a little area that's fenced off, separate from where the goats are going over. Goats are going over there. So, but this little triangle here is where I have the rabbits, and the chicks that I want to keep separate breeds will be on this area right here. So that's what's happening on my farm. It's been busy. That little pile of wood's going to get burnt up hopefully tomorrow or Saturday, and that'll be out of here. So looks like it used to be an old shed or something. I don't know. I swear these people just opened the door and threw trash out. Look, there's a liquor bottle there. I find all kinds of stuff right here. And the more I pick up, the chickens dig up. I don't know if I'll ever get it all picked up, but I'll get most of it picked up, a little at a time. I'm gonna cut down some of these little trees, but I know that a couple of these are persimmon trees. I don't want to cut them down. And I was waiting for them to bloom out, for some reason I haven't. And I'll probably cut those two little evergreen there down. The rabbit's going to be in between that little thicket right there, so they got shade. So I'll leave these big trees right here. And the chickens are going to be up along that fence line right there. Right here is where that coyote was that day. Right here. So, busy. This is another cage I built with that material I had. And I was fortunate to meet somebody in Festus that also has a homestead. Her name's Karen, and she's from Crackling Creek Farms. And she's pretty handy. She put this thing together with the barn roof. And for tonight, and I'm going to put a tarp on it, and wearing a tarp to keep them out of the sun, because the sun does beam down right there. But the babies and the mama coming out here just like real quick. They've been in the house in a little tub all this time, and I'm keeping that mama. She hasn't lost a baby, and she takes good care of them, even though through the stress. I mean, she's in a Rubbermaid tub, and she's got all the babies right there, and they're fat and healthy, and I can't say enough about that little rabbit. It's that was supposed to be a buck. But anyway, this area right here, she won't stay in this area. The kids probably will, because I'll sell them eventually. And I might keep one of the does from her, because she's a good mama. And if I sell just meat birds, I want to eventually go to registered stock. But for meat birds and that, I think I'm going to keep her around, because she's a good mama. But on this side of my barn will be another cage just like this one. And that I'm just going to put in there the stock that I have for sale. And that's where they're going to be. And right now it's just going to be one more cage, but I may put two more cages, because that's room enough for 3. And these cages are really sturdy cages, and they'll work for chickens too. I can put chicks in there. Of course, I'd have to put a heat lamp and stuff, but I could put those older chickens in there, and they'll do just fine. You know, put 2 in here and they'll be fine. But this is the cage here. I got some hooks for that. And for right now, I'm just going to put her in this I'll have a more permanent nesting boxes because she's unexpected, she's going to get this box, an old applesauce box. And she's got a pretty big litter, and that's big enough for that litter, and they're not going to stay in there anyway. They're hopping around all over the place. This is the hay feeder right here. In the water dish. The water dish idea came from the guys, the twins. Anyway, I'll put a note down below where it came from. But I did find a resource for him. That's where I seen him use these on his rabbit cage, and I did order some. And I got the double one because I knew that this double cage would be for litters, and there'll always be more than one rabbit in here probably. And although I do have dividers for these made out of the same stuff that I'll be attaching to the back, and will fold out and make 2 cages instead of just 1. And I'll show you that in a little bit. But anyway, I'm pretty proud of this. It looks pretty good. It's we do have it screwed into these 4x4s, and there's a wire at the top. I'll be at the top. But it's a work in progress, and I'll get the rabbits out here so you can see that. They're in there, and they seem pretty content. Oh my goodness, he's yawning. But they're, I'll put them a little shelf over that box. Try to hold the box in place is what I was trying to do. And I think she's doing really good. She's eating right now. She's been in the box. And you know, they were in the house in this little tub here, that tub right there. And I was afraid to change it because I was afraid that she'd eat them, but it was getting I didn't have a lid on it or nothing. She stayed right in the box with them. So she's been a good mama. I mean, I can't, I'm gonna have to keep her just because of that. She's really taking care of those babies, all 9 of them. And old Mrs. Buck over there. Still gonna call her Gerry Lee. Gerry Lee with a G. But anyway, I want to figure out how to put a tarp on this thing. There's going to be a roof on top of this, and hang over. It's going to hang over it'll be a roof up in there, and it'll hang over enough to get the sun out, and keep the rain on as well. But for tonight and probably till Saturday, I'm just going to put a couple tarps on there, and that should get her taken care of for momentarily. It won't last forever, but it'll do it for a couple days. Yeah, those little guys are kind of cute. I can't believe those really dark gray ones. They're gray. They're definitely gray. So I have no idea who the daddy is, and he doesn't either. The old farmer I got this rabbit from. So he told me she's a black New Zealand. He still says that. I don't know, her fur looks different than my other ones, but because my other ones are definitely New Zealands, and that's where pedigrees are good and papers are good. But that's okay. She's a good mama, and I'm gonna keep her for breeding and just to sell meat rabbits because she's such a good mom. And that big litter there, and the conditions she was having to keep that litter in, she had every reason to eat them in the world, and she didn't do it. She took care of them. So I'm pretty happy with that. This cage system is going to be really cool. See this? I lift up on this, and I'll still put a bungee cord on it because I got that mental attitude of I don't want anything at all to get in there. There'll be another cage on this side right here, And I think the corner there I'm just going to fix. I'm going to landscape the corner. There's a lot going to go on here this summer. You guys aren't going to believe it, but I'll keep everybody updated. This is what I'm doing. Oh, that's the outside brooder pen. That's the one I'm going to use to sell chicks out of. Both the rabbits on this side and the chicks on that side. And that gets painted inside it yet. But and I have chicks inside that goes out there. But anyway, the next project is getting the roof on this thing and the other cage built. I got the bottom working, and then I'm building the chicks. These chicks right there. They're getting an aviary with 8 holes in it, so that there's certain kinds of breeds of chicks that'll go in each one. Like the barred rock will go in one, and the Rhode Island red will go in one, and the Buff Orpingtons, I got some of them, those will go in one. The ones I have free range right now, I can continue to free range. And I got some guineas on the way that are in the incubator now, and they're going to have their own little spot to go in as well. I'm going to have a few different kinds of those. Those are hard to find, and because I've searched them, and I've ended up having to buy eggs off the internet and hatch them that way to get them. And so I'm going to be selling those too. So I'm trying to get my stock up and get things done here on the farm, but a lot of things going on, lots of things going on, and I'll try to film them as much as I can. I've gotten some emails from people and on Facebook, and Facebook, for some reason my account was jeopardized. Somebody from Turkey tried to get in it. They didn't get in it, but I mean, I can't get in it either, but because my old email address isn't the same, and so I just haven't had time to sit and work with that, but I will. And then those that follow me on Facebook, and you know, I'll be back on there again before long. But okay, this is what I got rigged up for tonight anyway. It's got a tarp over, a small tarp. I don't know. I hope it's waterproof. It's supposed to be. It's not supposed to rain, but it has been cool at night, so it'll keep the dew off of them. And tomorrow I'll either put a better tarp on her, or I think my friend's coming over tomorrow to help put the roof on top of it. So whichever, one or the other will get done. And I think it'll work for tonight anyway. I'm so used to her seeing right on top of her babies. I'm not used to her seeing off to the side like that. I'm like, well, I hope she takes care of them, and that they're not like right there with her. Well, Bella's over there barking at something notorious. She's being brave, so I better go over and see what she's barking at. And that's what I got going on now. Eventually they'll all be